Hello, my name is Franklin, and today we have here a TLB840. We worked previously on the brake lock mechanism, but today we're going to try to get it started. It's been parked for about 6 years and has not ran. So today we are going to try to get it going. It does crank, but it will not start up. So we're going to go step by step. We'll check first the electrical system, and if that works, we'll move on to the fuel system. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get us a test meter and use the diagram. I have the 960-page service manual with complete wiring diagrams for the transmission and the whole unit, which is in a PDF format. And I will list the description for that down in the bottom. If anyone's interested, for my subscribers, I will share that with you if you have a Gmail. Okay, let's get to it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to give it a test shaft here. Okay, as you can see, it cranks, but no start. So we'll start from here and we'll get it going. Okay, I have here on my tablet the 966-page service manual, and it is very complete. So we'll start with the electrical diagram. We'll start from the beginning and check and go move on from there. Anyone who would like to have a copy of this manual, it's free to any subscriber. If you have a Gmail, I can share it with you. Okay, so the first thing we have here is the, what does it say? Ignition relay. Okay, so it could possibly be that, but we'll start with the switch. If you look right here, this is your ignition switch, your key, and this is your ignition relay here. And let's see, we have a fuse here, F1, which does work because it does crank. This is your ignition key, and this is your starter relay, which is also good because it does crank. The relay starter, that works, so that's no good. So if you look on this one right here, it says stop starting circuit, which it cranks, but it doesn't start. Power supply is good because it does actually crank. So if we go right here to F1, which goes to the ignition key, we don't have to check that because it does crank. So you turn the key and it cranks up. This is your starter relay, makes it crank. And let's see where we go from there. We'll go down to the next one, which is your relay starter. So that's good because it does crank. The starter relay, that's the lock. That locks it in. It unlocks it once it starts already. Now if you go to F2 here, let's see what that does. Front console, it does light up, so that's good. Okay. We'll go down to the next part of the circuit. It says relay glow plugs. Don't know about that yet, but glow plugs, cold start, stop solenoid right here. So that's the first thing we want to check. If we go down, let's see if there's a fuse. Okay, that'll be F17. And the way these things work is that when you put power, when it's off, there's no power to it. There's a little needle that pops out and cuts the fuel off. Now, in order for it to crank, you got to put 12 volts to it, and usually spring loaded, and it pulls the solenoid back in. So we'll check that first. That's one of the first things. If that doesn't work, if those are good, then we'll go on and check for a fuel problem. So we'll go first to, let's see, where was it? Fuse F2, which powers the battery, charge, the glow plugs, oil pressure, air filter. And where did I see that fuel stop device? Okay, cold start. Here it is right here, stop solenoid. Now, if there's no power going to the stop solenoid, then that could make it not pull in and not start. So we'll try that first. We'll go first to where it gets its power supply. So you go over here, you see a little circle. That means this wire here is connected to one that goes to the right, to which is the glow plugs. So the glow plugs and the starter, the fuel shut-off stop solenoid gets its power at the same time. So you want to go up, and that is F. Let's make it bigger. Okay, where is that at? Again, cold start device, relay, stop solenoid. So that goes over to here, and this one right here, which goes up to F17. So you want to find F17, the fuse, and make sure it's good first. Because F17 is bad. You see, this is the power line right going across. That's a 12-volt power line. And then you see F17, which goes down to here, The little connection, that's a junction right there. The little circle means it's a junction. Then it goes over and then down to the fuel shut-off solenoid. And then from there, from one side, the positive side goes to the shut-off solenoid, and the other side, the shut-off solenoid goes to ground. And it does go to ground. So if the ground's broken, then it also won't work. So we'll check this first. First, we'll check the fuse. What was it? F17? Okay, now these other fuses here, I'm sorry it's dark because I was going to wait until tomorrow to work on this, but the customer, of course, has an emergency always, and he needs it right now. Okay, let's find out which one is F17. Someone's already been working on this. This was already open. I did not do it. So someone was already working on it before they called me. Okay, so this is the way the fuse box is. If you look at it, you see those two fuels. These are the the fuse boxes right here, as you can see right there. And let's find F17. 19, 20, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, F17. F17 is this fuse right here, which is from the bottom. It's the third one or the fourth one? F17, 1, 2, 3, fourth one from the bottom set of fuses. So, okay, it's the second row. Okay, so right here, so it would be here 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should be that one right there, which it says 7.5 there, and 7.5 amps. Let's see if it says it doesn't say. It just says fuse F17. Let's take another look to make sure. Okay, F17 on this thing here. Okay, so from the bottom row of fuses, 17, 1, 2, 3, 4 up, says F17. And then we look over to this one over here and find F17. F17 up there. It says F17. It says stop, so that stops the engine, F17, and it has a 7.5 amp fuse. So if you look at this one right here, it's got, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It has a 7.5 amp fuse. So that's it. I don't have a needle nose pliers for me. Let me grab some needle nose pliers and I'll come back and we'll pull it out and check it. Make sure it's good, and then we'll check for power. Okay, here's that 7.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll pull that out of there. Set it here on the tablet. And as you can see, it is good because it's complete. Let me get a better picture of that. Maybe this way. Let's put it down here. Maybe we can see it better there. See how it's complete? It's not broken in the middle, so it's not bad. And just to be sure, we'll get the voltage tester here and we'll put it on continuity. And we will test it here. What's going on? Okay, that's testing them right here. And if you notice, it goes to 0 ohms. Okay, so we'll test the fuse now. Okay, it should beep and go to 0 ohms if it is good. And difficult to do with one hand, but we'll get it. We'll get it. Okay, let's try it this way. There we go. Oops. Okay, see that? And you hear the beep? And if you look at that, it should say 0 ohms. Okay, so this fuse here is good. So we did a continuity test on the fuse. Now we're going to check voltage. It should be 12 volts there with the key on. If there's no voltage there, that means it's an open circuit somewhere. There's a wire open in the circuit. If there are 12 volts there, we go to the next step because the problem's elsewhere. So first thing we do is cut the key on. Key is on. You hear everything rolling and rolling. You put one on the positive lead of the 7.5, and the other lead, this one here, you connect to a ground source. You see this pedal right here? That's ground. But first, you move this thing over to DC voltage. You see that setting right there? That is DC voltage. And it should read around 12 or so. It's a little bit low, read to 11. And then you see right there, it's on 0 right now. What did I do? What we'll do now is we'll put one lead on the 7.5, and we'll ground it right here, just to make it easy. Okay, one end on the 7.5. You see that on the fuse itself? See right there? One lead is there on the fuse, and the other lead we will put on a ground, any ground. I'll put this here so you can see it. Get that out of the way, and we'll find the ground here. And we got, should be 11.5. You see that? So that fuse is good. And you see where I got the ground at? I ground it up against the frame, and I put one power lead on the fuse there. You can see, and that tells you that fuse has 12 volts. So I put one on the ground here, and one on the fuse. Let's do it again. On the fuse, right there, and one. Sorry, my video skills suck, but I'm just learning. So, see, 11.5. So that means that there's power there. So we'll go to the next step on the diagram. Oops. Okay, let's go back. Okay, now we want to go back to the circuit that we were on. And I don't know, maybe the page turned or something. Let's see. Okay, so we checked the fuse, cold start, stop solenoid. Okay, yeah, we checked F17, which is this one right here, which was 7.5. We checked that fuse there. The fuse is good. We checked power from the power line to the fuse and through the fuse. The fuse is good, so it goes all the way down here. From there, it should go to a junction, a plug. It's a plug right there, and that plug goes down through there, but we're not going to go that far. Where were we? Oh, I lost it. Where's the stop solenoid? Okay, here we go. Stop solenoid. Okay, so we're going to go down from F17 all the way down here to the junction right here, and then it goes over and it goes down to the stop solenoid. So we need to check voltage from the ground. See, this complete circuit to make sure the wire is complete. We know that there's power at the fuse and coming out of the fuse. So what we want to do now is go to the stop solenoid and see if we have power on this. This is a plug. Number 1 and number 2 are the plug that plug into the stop solenoid. One goes to ground and one goes to that fuse, F17. So we'll take this off. We can check for 12 volts right there and see if we have 12 volts there. If we have 12 volts there, we want to pull off the stop solenoid and put power to it and see if it kicks in. If it kicks in, and then we can see if it doesn't kick in, that means the solenoid's bad. And if it does kick in, and it's still not starting, that means we have a fuel problem. So it's probably not getting any fuel past into the engine, but it does have fuel going to it. I already checked that. So what we're going to do is we're going to check first right here, number 2 and number 1, to see if we got 12 volts there. So the first thing we're going to do, we'll take this with us, and we'll cut on the ignition switch, and we'll take the light with us, and we will go over there. Sorry for the darkness. I was going to do it tomorrow, but we ran out of time. Okay, here we go right here. This is the engine right here, and this is the fuel cylinder. You just pull this clip out right here and pull it out. Okay, we got it. Okay, now we want to check right here to see if we get 12 volts here. Let's find a good spot for this. How about there? That looks like a good spot. Okay, so we want to put this on 12 volts again. 12 volts DC. See where the 12 volts DC and 0 volts because nothing connected to it right now. And we get these leads and we stick them in there. Now what we want to do, okay, let's see, sorry about the camera action there. We got 2 leads, one in there and one in there. 2 wires only. So let's see how we're gonna do this here. There we go. Like that. I just need to buy a tripod, huh? Some kind of set it up. So put one in one and the other one in the other one. There we go. And oops. Okay, we got 11.4. So that solenoid is getting power. So it should be opening. So what we're going to do now, the next step will be to take that solenoid out and see if it actually kicks in when we turn on the key. It does have 12 volts, 11.5 is plenty because it's off. And what we did, we put one on one wire and one on the other. It doesn't matter which. It's still going to be voltage. So let me pull that out and then we'll go from there. That's the fuel solenoid right there. That cuts it. When you put power to it, it pulls up and allows the fluid to flow past. So let's check that next. Okay, if you can see that solenoid, I have put on a 24mm socket, and then we're going to take it off and test it. Okay, and if it's good, then we know we got to check the fuel system next. If it's not good, then we can just order this solenoid, this fuel shut-off solenoid, and then we'll go from there. The unit's been sitting for 6 years, so it could just possibly be stuck in the on-off position. It happens sometime. Okay. Let's see if we can. Okay, I got it in there. Now we'll just kind of break it free. Once it's loose, oops. Once it's free and not stuck anymore, we can do it by hand. Take it off. Okay. It's broken free for the most part. I thought it was anyway. Okay, let's see if we can spin it a little more. Just didn't want to take it out too much and get the ratchet stuck in there. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if we can get it out now. Okay, I believe it's already out. Uh-oh, I lost it. Okay, I have removed the solenoid, and it is a little bit hard. I pushed it in, it goes in, so it's not stuck. So this pin here has 12 volts. This is the socket where it goes into. This is the one I took it out of, and we did test it. It does have 12 volts. So what we can do is plug it in here and cut the power on and see if it pops in. Okay, let's see, make sure I got it right here. Let's do it again here. Okay. Goes in this way. Okay. This in there. And cut the power on. Okay, I borrowed this one off of my customer's welding machine. It has a Perkins engine in it, and we're just going to test and make sure that's the problem before we order any parts. So we will plug it in. This goes in this way and see if what happens. Make sure it's actually the problem before we order anything. Uh-oh, it kicked in. See that? Take it off. Okay, so the other one's bad. We'll plug this one in here and see if it works. Okay, this is the one we borrowed, so we'll screw this one in for now, just to test it and make sure it's good before we make any orders, because they are pretty expensive. You want to make sure that is the problem. The other one did not pop in. We plugged it in the socket, and it would not turn. It would not pull in. And this one came off of a Perkins engine that was on a welding machine, on a 300 amp welding machine. So we are gonna screw this one in and give it a shot and see if it'll start up. If it'll start up, then we'll take this one back out, put it back where I borrowed it from, and we will order a new one as soon as I find the socket. It's in there. Just need to tighten it up a bit. Okay, so we'll put the socket on it. What we'll do is, if it starts up and runs, then we'll take this one back out and put it back in the welding machine, and we'll order one from the Perkins engine dealer, not from Terex, because it would cost way too much. Let me see if I can screw it in my hand a little bit first, just to make sure. Okay, let's see if it'll work now. Okay, wrong way. Okay, let's tighten them up there. Okay, good and tight. Okay, pull the socket off of it. This is a common problem. I guess it's set for 6 years. Maybe other ones can be saved, but the transmission does not work on this unit. So once we get done with this, getting it started, we can troubleshoot the transmission. But I wanted to get it started first. Okay, where is... Okay, it only goes on one way. If you don't put it on right, it will not go on. So you got to make sure you get it in the right spot. And let's see. Okay, let's see. Am I close? Okay. There we go. It's all the way on. And it's got a little clip in the back, a lock, so it doesn't pop off. Okay. Let's cut it on now and give it a test here. Okay. Let's get up in here. This machine has been through the ringer. You can see it's been worked on quite a bit. Someone's been working on there trying to get the transmission. Transmission does not work. Someone's been working on it. Someone's been working in there. You can see extensive work down there. Let's just hope it'll do it. We'll give it a few seconds to build up fuel. Hey, there we go. Uh-oh. Didn't cut off. Okay, let's see if it'll move. I don't think so, but see if it'll go forward. No forward, no backwards. Okay. Still gotta fix the transmission. Okay. Thank you very much for watching my video. I know it's dark out here. I wanted to get it done because I'm gonna be really busy tomorrow, and the customers really didn't want me to take too long. So now I'll be working on transmission on this one. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video if it was any help to you at all. And I'll be working on a transmission here in the next few days, and we'll video that now that we got it going, the engine going. I'll button everything up, and it's gonna be hard because someone else already been working on it. That always makes it more difficult. But have a good day, and thank you very much for watching.